gratitude for coming for today's Sunday Feast class. As as already we have seen, there are so many things are happening around us. But as a Grihastha, we'll all have taken the time to come and to listen the Srimad Bhagavatam class for today's Sunday Feast. So I'm really grateful. I'm not that much qualified to sit on this asana, but as per the instruction by senior devotees, they have given this seva, so I have accepted, and I'm just going to talk whatever I have heard from Srila Prabhupada, from all senior devotees, and whatever purport lectures I have listened from Srila Prabhupada, basically. So I would like to give the disclaimer. If I made any mistakes, please forgive me, because I am also one of the students like you only, who is trying sincerely to understand Srila Prabhupada's books and Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So please forgive me if I made any mistakes, and if I made mistakes, please stop me and rectify me, so that I can note and I can go back and I can rectify myself. So thank you so much. Today's Srimad Bhagavat class that we have known that I have given seva for chapter Canto 1, chapter number 1, chapter 3, chapter 3, sloka number 35. That today we are going to see that sloka. We'll discuss about that. So one thing, as our seniors always used to tell like that whenever preaching comes, then one should preach whatever realization he got, or whatever he hears from the senior devotees of Srila Prabhupada, that we should always share. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also used to tell like that, Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. So whatever we have seen, because all our Acharya has compiled so beautifully, all the Shastras, like Srila Prabhupada has compiled so beautifully and given purport so nicely, there is no need to go outside Srila Prabhupada's books. So whatever we hear, that we should preach. That is the essence of the preaching. So one thing that from the realization, that what I could understand, that prayers are very, very important. And if we see, the Srimad Bhagavatam is completely based on the prayers only. How devotee reach to the Supreme Person of the Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, through the prayers and sincere prayers. So today we'll start our Srimad Bhagavat class by reciting this beautiful Vaishnav bhajan that everybody knows, Dhanamora Nityananda. This bhajan was written by Narottam Das Thakur. As we know that Narottam Das Thakur is one of the great Vaishnava. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu self, he prayed for him in Padmavati river when he was in Yatra. At that time he prayed that Narottam Das Thakur should come and he should take a birth. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed for Narottam Das Thakur, and Narottam Das Thakur take a birth in a very high qualified family, that his father was a king and he came. But from childhood he has a lot of attachment towards the Krishna, for the Vrindavan, for Braj, right, for gopis and for love for Krishna and other things. So we know Narottam Das Thakur's bhajans are so beautiful, so realistic, and all bhajans, if you see, are completely Narottam Das Thakur offer prayers, that how you will get the bhakti, that pure devotional service through the prayers. So today's bhajan, we'll see this Dhanamora Nityananda. Again, Narottam Das Thakur is praying in this bhajan that what is our real wealth, who should be our real father, right? And what is our mood towards the devotees, and what should be our target. That is what Narottam Das Thakur used to pray in this today's Vaishnav bhajan. So I will request each and everyone, please take part in this beautiful bhajan. We'll sing this bhajan from all our heart, and we'll remember devotees, Krishna's devotees, right? Lord Nityananda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all the pure devotees of Vaishnava. So we'll just go through this beautiful bhajan. Dhanamora Nityananda, Pati Mora Gaura Chandra, Nityananda, Pati Mora धन मोरा नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरा चंद्र पति मोरा गौरा चंद्र प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर प्राण मोरा युगल किशोर अद्वैत आचार बाला गदाधर मोरा कुल नर हरि विलास मोरा धन मोरा नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरा चंद पति मोरा गौरा चंद प्राण मोरा युगल किशोरा युगल किशोरा वैष्णवर पद धूली ताहे मोरे स्नान खेली तर्पण मोर वैष्णवर नाम विचार कोरिया माने भक्ति रस आस्वादने मदस्ती भगवतुराना धन मोरा नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरा चंद मोरा नित्यानंद पति मोरा गौरा चंद प्राण मोरा युगल किशोरा युगल किशोरा वैष्णवर उचिता मोरा मन निष्ठा उचिता आहे मोरे मन निष्ठा वैष्णव नमे उल्लासा वैष्णव नामे उल्लासा वृंदावन चबूतरा आहे मोरे मन घेरा चबूतरा आहे मोर मन घेरा वृंदावन चबूतरा आहे मोरा मन घेरा चबूतरा आहे मोरा मन घेरा कोहे दिना नरोत्तम दाता Mora Nityananda, Pati Mora Gaura Chanda, Mora Nityananda, Pati Mora Gaura Chanda, Kana Mora Yugala Kishora, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Thank you so much for so this wonderful Vaishnava bhajan that Narottam Das Thakur is begging, right, the mercy for this Lord Krishna, Radharani and devotees. So thank you for singing this bhajan. Now For today's class, we'll just start today's class by reciting uh, pranam mantras. So in today's class, we are going to, as I told you, we are going to discuss Canto 1, Chapter 3. The Krishna is the source of all the incarnation, and we'll discuss the Shloka 35. So today's this class I am dedicating to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the source for all of us to progress in spiritual practices. So I am dedicating this class for Srila Prabhupada. So we'll recite the pranam mantra. We all will recite same. So I'm just displaying here. Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदकन्दं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांचं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथाभितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदं सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी परिणामी हरिप्रिये। नमो महावादान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामे गौरत्से नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदन श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पांचांत देश तारिणे। So as we have seen, whenever we start hearing or reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, as Suta Goswami recommended in Srimad Bhagavatam, that we should chant these two shlokas before starting the Srimad Bhagavatam reading or discussing. So here Suta Goswami is offering his respectful obeisances to his Guru, to Narayan, to his Guru, and Saraswati for this prayer. So we'll just recite this shloka. Narayana namaskritya nara chaiva narottama devi saraswati vyasa tato jaya mudirayet nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भरवती नैष्टकी। So we'll just start now the discussion about the Srimad Bhagavatam. As we have seen, there are so many devotees who are coming regularly to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam. And every Sunday feast, we generally take one shloka to recite and to understand what is the Srimad Bhagavatam and how generally Srimad Bhagavatam tells about the means what is the actual meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam? Why Vyasdev has written this Srimad Bhagavatam? So there are many new students also used to come in center. So very quickly we'll just go through what is the Srimad Bhagavatam and chapter 1, chapter 2, and then we'll start discussing our shloka. So can anybody can tell me what is the Srimad Bhagavatam and what actually it talks about? So we'll just have some question answer interactive session, because I am also student like you. I am not that fluent so that I can take you the long way, but we'll just discuss. So what generally talks Srimad Bhagavatam? Can anybody can tell me? Very good. Yes, it talks about the Krishna's pastime, Leela, right, and his devotees, right? That is what. And who has written this Srimad Bhagavatam? Can anybody can tell? Vyasdev. Vyasdev has compiled, as everybody knows, right? Vyasdev was not very happy after writing so many Puranas, right? Vedas, everything he has written, but he was not happy, feeling happy, and his Gurudev, Narad Muni, identified that, right? And Narad Muni instructed Vyasdev that you should write the Gun Leela Avatar, pastime of Lord Sri Krishna, right? So basically, Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing but it is a sacred scripture for Vaishnavism, and it talks about the Lord's pastimes and Leela and his. So can anybody can tell me how many cantos are there, how many chapters, and how many shlokas are there? So I have some gifts for all of you. So I have bring some prasad. So how many cantos are there? Yes, very good. So how many chapters? 335. Huh? 3? Answer is wrong. So, Mataji, anybody can guess? How many chapters? Because we are now sincere student. We are coming every Sunday feast, right? And we are hearing about the Srimad Bhagavatam. So these are the basics. So the new devotees can understand. That is how just I bought these 2-3 slides, so that it will be good to revise also. So around 323 chapters. And how many shlokas? 18,000 shlokas. So very beautifully Vyasdev has compiled this, 335 chapters. Mataji told 335, right? Or 338. So Mataji, you are right. 335 chapters. So basically, Srimad Bhagavatam talks about the divine stories of the Lord, his pastimes, right? His devotees, right? That everything generally Srimad Bhagavatam, and it is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam chapter 1. If we read it, then Suta Goswami is telling that Srimad Bhagavatam is a scripture which is generally called as a ripened fruit, right, for all the Vedas, right? So it is a ripened fruit. Everything is mentioned. If we read Srimad Bhagavatam, no need to read any other things like Vedas and other things. No need to read, because we don't have that much intelligence to understand the Vedas also, right? And Puranas and other thing. And there are so many rules and regulations to follow. But Srimad Bhagavatam is such a nicely compiled by Vyasdev that no need to worry. Just read Srimad Bhagavatam and we can gradually progress the bhakti. That is what it is. So it is the divine story of Lord, and through this we can achieve the bhakti, right? So it is the path of liberation, right? So it is a path of devotional service. If we want to know about the Supreme Lord, and if we want to follow the Bhakti Yoga, then Srimad Bhagavatam is the best that one should read the Srimad Bhagavatam. And yes, it is the spiritual philosophy, and the way Srila Prabhupada has compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, that the purport, if we go through this chapter by chapter and the cantos by cantos, then we'll get lot of interest to read more and more, and we'll get more and more taste about the bhakti. That is how Srila Prabhupada has compiled this Srimad Bhagavatam. And one of the important thing, that Srila Prabhupada has given the beautiful purport for each and every shloka. Can you believe the person who is born in America, the person who is born in Pakistan, the person who is born in Israel, he can easily read the shlokas the way Srila Prabhupada has given the shlokas, right? The way Srila Prabhupada has given the purport so beautifully that one can study the Srimad Bhagavatam very easily, and slowly he can progress into the bhakti. So it is a spiritual philosophy. And one of the important thing in Srimad Bhagavatam is that Srimad Bhagavatam we can use and we can correlate with our day-to-day life. The philosophy, the teaching, the learning, what Srimad Bhagavatam is very nice. Like if we see, if we want to follow the life on the base of the righteousness, right, compassion and moral living, then Srimad Bhagavatam is one of the best Shastra that one should read and one should take into his own life. So this is what, just talk about the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now I will just ask that what is the chapter 1 in Canto 1? Can anybody can tell what is the chapter 1? Yes, Mataji. Chapter 1? It is a creation. Canto 1 is a creation. And chapter 1 what talks generally? Sages. Very good. Yes, Prabhuji. That question by sages. So right now we are hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? But 5,000 years before, Suta Goswami, that everybody knows, right? Suta Goswami has recited the Srimad Bhagavatam to whom? The Saunak Rishi. The Saunak Rishi is one of the great spiritual leader in those times, and he used to give training to the brahmacharis. Means he is one of the spiritual master, that he is a guru basically. So he used to train the brahmanas that how to worship, right? How to do the yagyas and everything. And in Naimisharanya, around 88,000 rishis were gathered, brahmanas were gathered, and those brahmanas, they were thousands of years, they were performing the yagyas, because ultimate aim to see the God and other things. But still they were not satisfied. And one fine day when Suta Goswami was going through this Naimisharanya, then they requested, "Oh Suta Goswami, you are the liberated soul, right? You have come from the disciple succession, right?" Because Suta Goswami was presented when first time Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by the Sukadeva Goswami. To whom? Parikshit Maharaj, right? So Sukadeva Goswami first narrated this Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, and that assembly Suta Goswami was there, and that is how Suta Goswami is the right person. These sages were knows that Suta Goswami is the right person to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, and that is how they requested, "Oh Suta Goswami, you are a liberated soul. Yes, you are coming from the disciple succession. That is what we are following, right? We are so fortunate. We are following the ISKCON, right? Because we are following the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, and our Acharya Srila Prabhupada has bought all this from the Guru Parampara. That is a disciple succession. So that is how all these sages were so happy to see the Suta Goswami. And when Suta Goswami came, then they were begging, literally they were begging, "Oh Suta Goswami, can you please tell us that what happened in that assembly? And what is this Srimad Bhagavatam and other things?" And this is how this discussion started. And if you see this chapter 1, the chapter 1 is, these are the question by the sages. So can anybody can tell me that what are those questions? Those 6 questions are very very important. एक hint तो मैंने दे दिया अभी. There are 6 questions. But what are those 6 questions? Can anybody can tell? Just remember, this is like a revision, so that we can go on today's discussion. So anybody can tell me those 6 questions? Very nice question. And we should remember, we should write this question in our boardroom or in our study room, where it may be, because these 6 questions are a very very important question. These questions, 6 questions are valid 5,000 years before also, and another millions of years. These 6 questions are going to be valid as it is. So these 6 questions are very very important. So we'll just have some brainstorm. If anybody knows, they can tell, or we can go, or I will go. I have written something. Very, Prabhu?
One I can.
Yes, Prabhu.
So when the Lord Krishna left this planet,
Hari Bol.
so what is the ultimate goal? Krishna is left.
Perfect. What will happen? Yes. So Prabhuji has very nice, Prabhu. Thank you. Very nice question Prabhuji has brought. That is the last and 6th and most important question. When Krishna will depart from this age, right, in Dwapar Yuga, what will happen to us? Basically to us. So that is the 6th question. But we'll just go question by questions. So first question was of what is the ultimate good for all the living beings of this universe? These are the fundamental questions. These are not the questions like these sages were asking, oh Suta Goswami, can you please tell me, I lost my job, how to get the job? And can you please guide me how to get the big house? Or can you guide me that my kids are not listening me, or wife is fighting with me, how to handle this. So that those sages were not asking these questions, but they were asking the fundamental question. And that first question is the, what is the ultimate good for the all the human beings? That is the first question. Second question, if you want to go and deep dive, then you can go with this shloka, what yellow I have highlighted. So that is the shloka number. So where you will get the exact questions with the purport by the Srila Prabhupada, very deep meaning. The second question was, what is the essence of these religious scriptures, right? What we just talk about. So many, Vasudev has incarnated as the Supreme Person of the Godhead, right? One of the avatara of Supreme Person of the Godhead. And he has written all these Shastras, right? So here the second question is what is the essence of all this religious scripture? And that is the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Because Vasudeva was not very happy after compiling so many Vedas and so many Upanishad and Puran. He was not happy. And then his guru told that you have to write because you are not happy because you have not written anything about the Supreme Person of the Godhead, right? So this question is very, very valid if you want to study Srimad Bhagavatam again, that what is the essence of this scripture, that one should understand. That is the one thing. Third is, why Lord takes the birth in the womb of Devaki? Why? That is the third question. Fourth, after taking birth, what he used to perform? वो आने के बाद क्या करते, भगवान क्या करते? So that was the fourth question. And fifth is, what are his avataras? So can you please tell us कि अगर भगवान ने जन्म ले लिया तो what is his avataras? There are how many avataras? Can anybody can tell me? That is coming in next slides. But how many avataras? I am just referring Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada's purport, no videos, no other literature, only referring this. So we'll just talk about the Srimad Bhagavatam. So there are 22 avataras. Okay, that we'll see one by one to get the chapters extract only, and then we'll come on the shloka. And Prabhuji was told very valid question, that is the sixth question. After departing the Krishna from the Dwapar Yuga, immediately Kali Yuga started, right? So what is that essence? Means exactly where those religious principles will be there after departure of the Supreme Person of the Godhead. So these are the very, very valid questions, and all these questions very deeply Suta Goswami is discussing, because all these questions asked by the sages, and these sages are not a simple sages. They were meditating, they were performing archeries for 1,000 years, and those sages were asking, and this question they were asking for us, the people like us who are struggling in this material world or in a Kali Yuga. So these questions are very, very valid for forever. So this is the chapter 1. Can anybody tell me the chapter 2? What is the chapter 2? So now link is there. Okay, the first is creation, 6 questions, right? Now already sages have been asked to Suta Goswami. Now what will be the second chapter? Obvious, logical. Questions? Answers. So second chapter is nothing but divinity and divine services. So now one by one, Suta Goswami is explaining so nicely all these questions, and Prabhupada has written again and again so nice purport. If we go and deep dive, all concept will be clear. So very nicely that Prabhupada has given. So Suta Goswami has answered now all the questions. Okay, the questions what sages have been asked in the chapter 2. That is one. Another is one of the important thing, that if what is our real dharma? Already I have displayed the answer. But if people ask, then हम लोग बोलते हैं हम लोग हिंदू है. Somebody will tell some different thing. I am this, I am that, I am Kshatriya, I am whatever it may be. People used to tell if we ask the dharma, right? But Suta Goswami is telling here, we are not Hindus, we are not this and that. But our real dharma is what? To perform the devotional service to the Supreme Person of the Godhead. That is our real dharma. Because if we understood, as we all are now Srimad Bhagavatam students, right? For a Sunday feast we are coming. Those who have attended the Bhagavad Gita initial classes, right? The Bhagavad Gita classes, then person will come to know that we are part and parcel of the Lord, right? We are part and parcel of Lord, and we have come into this material world, right? To perform what? So what is our real dharma? Our real dharma is to perform the devotional service. So that is our real dharma, and that is also how some people we have seen. There are so many Babas, there are so many gurus outside ISKCON. Just I don't want to take the names, but there are so many things that if you go perform something, you will get something. But here, Suta Goswami means already Vyasdev is what he is writing, that we should perform Bhakti Yoga with, that is unconditional and unmotivated, uninterrupted, right? So this is how we should perform the Bhakti Yoga. While performing the Bhakti Yoga, we should not accept anything. That is the Nishkam Karma Yoga, right? Nishkam Karma Yoga, that we should follow. Not like that, I am coming to the, let's say, center, I am doing cleaning services. So God, please give me something. Like that we should not. So we should beg for unconditional, unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service. That should be our mood. That is what we have to come from this Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is our real dharma. And second chapter again talks about the knowledge and renunciation. How can anybody tell me how we'll get the knowledge and renunciation? By devotional service. Perfect, Prabhu. By re-entering the devotional service to the Lord. Yeah. How we'll get, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, right? Vishnu, all Navda Bhakti. If we follow Prabhu, then we'll also get the renunciation and knowledge. And renunciation is nothing but the detachment, that we should never expect anything. And this is what Suta Goswami is telling, to answer those 6 questions, that we should be renounced through the knowledge and we should follow the Bhakti Yoga. Another is, there are 3 features of the Absolute, that as I told already, that if we follow the Bhagavad Gita, then we come to know, right? That we are not a body, we are a soul, right? That Sri Krishna is telling to Arjuna, right? In chapter 2, sloka number 7. न जायते म्रेते वा कदाचित न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे, right? Next is what? अजो नित्य शाश्वतो है पुराना न हन्यते हन्य माने शरीरे, right? So Krishna is telling in chapter 2 to Arjuna that we should first understand that you are not a body, you are a soul. So if we understand this concept of the soul, then here Suta Goswami is explaining very nice that there are 3 features of this absolute truth. One is like Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan. So we should understand first this. There are so many other that we have seen. There are so many other spiritual practitioners also. They used to tell, okay, you just focus on this point, right? You meditate on this, right? You recite this, then you will become the good devotee and other devotees, right? Like that. But Srimad Bhagavatam tells us, like, if we understand the Bhagavan, we are above, Bhagavan is above than the Brahman and Paramatma, right? If we understand the Bhagavan, then we understand the real spirituality, and then our devotional service will start and we'll go deeper and deeper into the Bhakti Yoga, right? So this is also explained by the Suta Goswami. Another is a purification of heart. Why we are coming here every Sunday? Why we are going Bhakti Rukshas, right? And whenever big programs are there, why we are going so, we want to go sit and hear, right? Why? That is for the purification of the heart. And how the purification of heart will take place, that we have seen, right? We have discussed also how it will happen. Shravanam, Kirtanam, yes, Pada Sevanam, yes, Prabhu. So, by coming regularly to the Sunday feast, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from the devotees, right? By having the association of the devotees, by serving the devotees, by taking the Krishna Prasad. These are the process by which Srila Prabhupada has given a very, very simple, it's a blueprint. If we want to follow the Bhakti Yoga, then Srila Prabhupada has made such a nice system, this ISKCON. If we follow, then 100% one day, the purification of heart will take place, and then we'll achieve the our final goal, that is Krishna Prem, right? And another 2 things what Suta Goswami is telling. One is the how to come from, as we know that we all are a conditioned material soul, right? The influence of 3 material natures are influencing on us, right? Because morning sometime we are in a very good sattvic, because we are chanting, we are doing Mangal Arati, right? We are hearing some Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are in a very good state. But once we enter, we have to punch to office. Then हमारे ऊपर passion शुरू हो जाता है. Why I cannot become a next promotion, or I want to become such a type of leader, right? Or I want to become, means we are heavy with this मटेरियल मोड्स ऑफ नेचर. पैशन विल कम, एंड जैसे जैसे इवनिंग होता जाएगा हम लोग इग्नोरेंस में चले जाते हैं. पंच कर दिया, घर पे आ गया, बैग फेंक दिया, अभी चलो आराम कर लेते हैं, चलो सो जाते हैं, या विल गो आउटसाइड, विल ईट समथिंग, राइट, विदाउट not a Krishna Prasad, will go to see the movie and everything, right? This generally happens. Why with us? Because we all are a conditioned soul. So who control us? Can anybody can tell me who control us? That is one thing. But fundamental, Prabhu. Three modes of material nature. Yes, Hari Bol. Great, Prabhu. So we all are controlled by the three modes of material nature. And Bhagavan Shri Krishna is not controlled by the three modes of material nature, because that is his beyond the, right? But these three modes of material nature control us, right? And that is how. So that is what Sudha Goswami again is telling, that how to overcome passion and ignorance. If we want to become a sincere devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, if we want to perform bhakti yoga, if we want to serve the devotees of Lord, if we want to come regularly to Sunday feast, or if we want to attend BV, Bhakti Ruksha regularly, then we have to hear, we have to read Srimad Bhagavatam, we should remember. And that is how Vyasdev has compiled this beautiful Shastra, that is a Srimad Bhagavatam. And not of the heart, yes, everybody has having their own egos, right? So that is what Sudha Goswami is also telling. This philosophy is going to be valid for millions, billions of years. If we learn this, then I think we'll progress in our devotional life. So ego and the karma, if we cut the karma, if we, let's say, people will ask that how one should cut the karmas, right? So if we learn that how to place Krishna in the center, as we all are grihasthas, we have to perform our material duties, right? We have to take care of our family. But if we learn that how to make a Krishna in the center, then it is possible. And ego, if we want to take the knowledge, if we want to grow in a bhakti, then we have to take the shelter of our spiritual masters, our seniors, right? We have to surrender them, and then the mercy will start in the form of knowledge and detachment. So this is how one should cut the ego and karma. So this is the chapter 2, and now just we'll see the chapter 3. Now all answers, Sudha Goswami has answered all the questions. We have seen series of the questions, right? At the end of class again we'll summarize. So I will ask, that time I will not speak, only you will speak. Okay. So please remember. So that is what. So third chapter is the, now Krishna is the sources of all the incarnation. And now Sudha Goswami started narrating that why and how Krishna is taking the birth, right? Why he is taking the birth after his departure, right? Those questions we should remember. After departure, what one should do, right? Everything is mentioned in this chapter, and that is that we could see. Then as a science students or engineering students, we generally know, right, who has made this universe. Then some big bang theories, right? Everything will come, right? Then the universe has born. Who is the first person on this earth? Then monkey, right? And then from monkey or amoeba or something like that. And we have come from evolution has been takes place from monkey to the human being, like this type of philosophy, this type of the theories are there. Not a philosophy, these are the theories. These are the mundane theories, right? Because we are also science students, so we know, we have studied deeply. But if we study deeply Srimad Bhagavatam, then we'll come to know why this universe has born, why Lord has made all this plan, how this universe has come into the place, right? Who was the first person? Can anybody can tell me? Already I have highlighted who is the first Purusha. Haribol, yes, Kanodakshaya Vishnu is the first Purusha on this, right? And he is where he resides, where he generally stays. Can anybody knows? Haribol, yes, Karna Sagar, right? That is a place where he resides. And when he exhalate, right? That time from his pores, millions of universe will come out. That one universe, what we are residing right now, but there are many universe, millions of universe will come out from the Karnodakshaya Vishnu. Generally we called as a Mahavishnu, right? And from this various universe, we are the one universe where we are staying, right? So can you believe that how much, what is the power of Vishnu and what is the power of Krishna? We cannot imagine. Even Shastras cannot predict, and our mental senses cannot predict because our senses are not a perfect senses, right? अगर नाइट हो जाएगा और लाइट सब बंद कर देंगे तो हम लोग को दिखेगा नहीं. That much senses are imperfect, right? That is what Srila Prabhupada used to give the example, right? So the Krishna is if we see the power of Krishna, we cannot imagine, and even Shastra cannot see. So first Purusha is the Mahavishnu, second Purusha is the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, right? Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is the Vishnu who is, yes, who enters into the planet, right? Who generally enters into the planet, right? That is the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And third is the Shirodakshaya Vishnu, right? Who is the Paramatma, super soul, who generally sits and goes into each and every atom, living being, everything. He goes and sits in every atom. So this is what Sud Goswami is telling to all these Brahmanas. And now he started explaining from shloka number 3 to shloka number 25 all the avatars of the Vishnu. At what time they came. Prabhupada has given very nice again analogies and purports that what time who has come. There are 22 incarnations of the Lord Vishnu. Like the first is a poor Kumaraj, right? Then Varaha Avatar, then Narada Muni Avatar, then Nar Narayan, then Kapil Deva, Dattatreya, Yajna, then Rishabh Dev, then Prithu Maharaj, Matsya Avatar, then Kurma Avatar, Dhanvantri, and this is a very good, right? These are the 4 avatars from Kurma to Mohini, right? Matsya Avatar, Kurma, Dhanvantri and Mohini. These 4 avatars, when they appears, can anybody can tell me? Samudra Manthan, right? These 4 avatars came at particular time, and then they performed their Leela. Then Narsimha Dev, Vaman Dev, Parshuram, Vyas Dev, Prabhu Ramchandra, Balaram, Krishna, Buddha, and then who is going to come? And what is the timeline as given in Srimad Bhagavatam? When Kalki is going to come? Perfect. So yes, so 4,32,000 say already 5,000 has gone, right? So Kalki will come at 4,000. Yeah, 4,27,000 years later. Okay. So this is what Sud Goswami is telling in chapter 3. Now he is giving a very, very strong philosophy. Now Krishna has born. There are so many questions that we have seen, right? What is the energy of Lord, right? What is the capacity of Lord? So now he is explaining here. Like Krishna is the source of everything that we have seen, right? And this shloka is very, very important shloka. If one remembers Canto 1, Chapter 3, shloka number 28, he can answer anyone. Because as a ISKCON persons, or even in our family also, or in our office, people generally used to tell like that. Or even when we go outside for a book distribution or collecting some Lakshmi for some festivals and other things, then people used to tell like that why you are telling Krishna is the supreme person of the Godhead and other thing. And that time, we don't know actually. I literally, I don't know. Then while reading this Srimad Bhagavatam, and even Achyut Prabhu has given one class on this completely, that 28 shloka, that is how Krishna is the source of everything. If we read this shloka and purport by Srila Prabhupada, then we will come to know that why Krishna is the supreme person of the Godhead. Can anybody can tell me why Krishna is the supreme person of the Godhead? Yes, Prabhu. Not shloka, but just liners, Prabhu. A shloka also, if you remember, then you can.
I remember.
Yes. Hari Bol. Great, Prabhu. Very nice. Very nice. Super.
To answer your question, I can.
Yeah, Prabhu. Please, Prabhu.
So we come to Guru Shishya Parampara. Even Krishna says, "Evam Parampara Praptam Imam Rajashriyo Hantu." So only if we see Acharyas in the Guru Shishya Parampara,
Right, Prabhu.
Accepting Krishna as the supreme personality of
Godhead.
Do we accept ourselves that he is the supreme
Personality
personality
of the Godhead.
So Ramanujacharya, who comes in the Sri Vaishnava Parampara, Nimbarkacharya, who comes in the Rudra Sampradaya, then there are other acharyas, Madhvacharya,
Madhvacharya, yes.
who comes in fact in our Sri
Gaudiya Vaishnava, yeah.
So all of these acharyas have accepted Sri Krishna as the supreme
Person of
personality
the
of God,
Godhead.
even Brahma,
Right.
in Brahma Samhita,
Yes.
he has accepted Sri Krishna not just as the supreme personality of
Godhead.
Godhead, but as the supreme controller
Yes,
of
yes.
all multiverses.
Yes, Prabhu.
So on the strength of the Shastra and the strength of the Acharyas,
We should accept.
we accept that
Yeah.
Krishna is the supreme personality.
Yeah, because many times we should accept Shastra. Very nice, Prabhu. Thank you for very nice. So you are a real student of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Great, Prabhu. Thank you. So, Srila Prabhupada has gives a very good analogy. If people ask you that who is the why Krishna is the supreme person of the Godhead and other things, so the Shastras, right? The Shastras mention everywhere and Srimad Bhagavatam. Even all the Puranas also, if we read carefully, in Puranas also it is mentioned, right? The supreme person of the God is the Lord Sri Krishna. So that is very, very important that we should remember and we should read this. So shloka number 29 to 30 to almost 34 that what has written in chapter 3 is like that we should distinguish between the soul and Paramatma. That is very, very important. That we should understand. As I told you, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, right, and he teaches us the philosophy of that generally Prabhupada gives a example of the sea and drop of the water, right? The drop of the water and sea is the same, right? It is the same. But we cannot say the drop of water if we want to compare with the with respect to the volume and other thing, that we cannot compare. The quality wise it is the same. Yes, that is the same. Yeah, but we cannot compare. So that is one. So now we'll just start today's discussion with the shloka number 35. So I will recite first shloka, then you please repeat us with us. Evam janmani karmani haya akartur ajanasya cha varnayanti samakam kavayo Veda guhyanti hartapate evam janmani karmani haya akurtar ajanasya cha varnayanti samakavayo Veda guhyanti hartapate evam janmani karmani haya akurtar ajanasya cha varnayanti samakavayo veda guhyati hartaprate. Prabhuji side, can anybody can recite? So this is the shloka for today's discussion, Prabhu, please. You can see? Evam, Prabhu, anybody can recite? Evam janmani karmani he akartur ajanasya cha varnayanti samakavayo Veda guhyani. Okay. Vevam janmani karmani haya tajanasya cha varnayanti samakavayo veda guhyanti hata prate. Mataji side. Evam janmani karmani he kartur ajanasya cha varnayanti samakavayo veda guhyani hartapate. One more, Mataji. Evam janmani karmani he akartu ajanasya cha varnayanti samakavyo Veda Guhyanti Hatapate. Okay, thank you for reciting shloka. So we'll just go the translation and word by word translation we'll see. Evam, thus. Janmani, birth. Karmani, activities. He, certainly. Akurtoha, of the inactive. Ajanasya, of the unborn. Cha, and. Varnayanti, describe. Sama, in the past. Kavayaha, the learned. Veda Guhyani, undiscoverable by the Vedas. Arthapateha, of the Lord of the herd. So now we'll just see the translation as thus learnment describes the birth and activity of the unborn and inactive, which is undiscoverable even in the Vedic literature. He is the Lord of the herd. So it's a very powerful meaning that we'll see. Very hard to understand also, but we'll just see, read the Prabhupada's purport, and then we'll understand that what Sutta Goswami is telling. And there are 4 main words that we'll also deep dive on those four words, and we'll try to understand the meaning of this today's shloka. So purport, what Srila Prabhupada is writing, both the Lord and the living entities are essential for all spirituals, right? If we see the living entities and living beings, both are spiritual. That we'll see, and that we have seen also. That what is the difference, right? Prabhupada is telling. Therefore, both of them are eternal. Neither of them has birth and death. The difference is that so-called birth and disappearance of the Lord are unlike those of the living being. The living beings who take birth and then again accept death are bounded by the laws of material nature. That already we have discussed. But the so-called appearance and disappearance of the Lord are not action of material nature, but are demonstration of the internal potency of the Lord. They are described by the great sages for the purpose of the self-realization. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita by the Lord that his so-called birth in the material world and his activities are all transcendental. And simply by meditation on such activities, one can attain realization of Brahman and thus become liberated from material bondage. In the Shrutis, it is said that the birthless appearance to take a birth. The Supreme has nothing to do, but because he is omnipotent, everything is performed by him naturally, as if done automatically. As a matter of fact, the appearance and the disappearance of the Supreme Person of the Godhead and his different activities are all confidential, and even to the Vedic literature. Yet they are displayed by the Lord to bestow mercy upon the conditioned souls. We should always take advantages of the narration of the activity of the Lord, which are meditation on a Brahman in the most convenient and palatable form. So, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, this is the purport what Prabhupada has given for this shloka. So, now we'll just deep dive, and I have made some slides where we can understand more deeply that what actually Sutta Goswami want to tell in this shloka number 35. If you see, as Srila Prabhupada has written in purport that Lord and living entities like us, right? We all are spiritual, right? We all are spiritual, and therefore we are eternal. As we have discussed, right? We are a part and parcel of the Lord Sri Krishna. So we are eternal, right? We are not a body. We have discussed also chapter 2, shloka number 7, right? So we are a soul, and that is how we are eternal. So those who are eternal, they will never take birth and death will not be there, right? Because they are eternal, right? So here we should correlate the appearance and disappearance of the Lord Sri Krishna with the living beings. That like a living beings, we will take the birth. Ultimately, we are going to die because we are comes under the 3 modes of material nature. But with respect to the Lord Sri Krishna, it is not like that. The appearance and disappearance of the Lord is not comes under the material natures, right? It is a completely transcendental, and that is how the appearance and disappearance of Lord is his eternal potency. That is what Srila Prabhupada is writing. The appearance and disappearance of the Lord He is completely, it's a eternal potency of the Lord. And hence, we should discuss always the appearance and disappearance. And that is how we have seen one of the questions asked by the sages, right? The Brahmanas were asked to the Suta Goswami. Why they were asking, please tell Suta Goswami the appearance and disappearance, the Leela avatar, the Guna avatars, right? About the Lord. Because they knew the conditioned soul like us, by hearing the appearance and disappearance or the pastimes of the Lord, our heart will purify. And that is how this is completely this is for our self-realization basically. That is what Srila Prabhupada is telling. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord mentioned his birth and his activity in this material world. Why he is born, right? What activity he will perform, right? That we have seen one of the question. If he born, then what activity he will perform after taking the birth? And that Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned also. Srila Prabhupada is quoting here. By simple hearing the pastime about the Lord, one can liberate, right? That is what it is written from this material bondage. So, if we want to elevate from the conditioned soul to the spiritual, right? Then we should hear about the pastime of the Lord, and that is how the appearance and disappearance of the Lord, Supreme Person of the Godhead is generally takes place. And it is also mentioned that but still Lord, why Lord is taking birth again and again? That now we'll just see. These are the four main words from this shloka. That one is Prabhupada already we have discussed. Yes, Srila Prabhupada explained that although the Supreme Lord is unborn, he has no material body, yes, and has nothing to perform or personal benefits. So still he appears in this world. Why? Because he wants to perform his transcendental activities, right? And he comes for his devotees, right? That is what Srila Prabhupada is telling here. So he is protecting his devotee, right? He is establishing, betting the religions, right? And attracting the conditioned soul, so that we can perform the bhakti in this material world, and we should go back to Godhead. And that is how Lord Sri Krishna generally appears, right? That is why he take a birth. So here in this shloka, here ajanasya is nothing but it is unborn. So even scripture also failed to understand the Krishna's appearance and disappearance, and that is what we want to understand. From these four words are so important in this shloka. If we understand, then we'll understand the potency, the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Then we'll understand that how much what we can say, one of the word is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada, and that word is omnipotent. That omnipotent is nothing but it is an unlimited power. That Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. Why he take a birth? Because he want to show his omnipotent nature. That is his power, right? So here we should understand the ajanasya is nothing but it is unborn. So as we have already discussed, why living entity takes the birth based on his karma, his material nature, and past karmic reaction. Based on that, he will get the birth. But in case of Krishna never takes birth, or he will not appear and disappear. That we should understand, and that we should understand from this word ajanasya. And here we could see Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, shloka number 6. Lord himself is telling, although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appears in every millennium by own divine and eternal energy, Yoga Maya. That we should understand. So appearance and disappearance is nothing but it is the potency of Lord. So second word comes in this shloka is that akurtaha, that is inactive. The Lord has no compulsory duty. And he is mentioning also, that is in Bhagavad Gita chapter 3 shloka number 22, he is mentioning, I have no duties to perform. That is what he is telling to Arjuna. So second word is the akurtaha, that is inactive. Still Krishna performs the wonderful pastimes, right? He takes the birth, right? Then he lifts the Govardhan, he speaks the Bhagavad Gita, right? He protects his devotees, he is killing the demons and everything. Why? That he is performing these transcendental activities for his devotees. For his devotees he is doing. So there is the transcendental activities. Basically the whatever action Krishna is performed in his incarnation, that is not related to the karmas. It is completely transcendental. That we should understand from this shloka. This shloka is very hard to understand, but if we understand this, this born and unborn philosophy of the Lord, then we'll get it. And now this third word is a very powerful word from this shloka. That is a Veda Guhyani. The confidential purpose of the all Vedic knowledge is to understand Krishna. That even literature cannot understand Krishna. That is what it is mentioned. One cannot understand Krishna simply by scholarship that we have seen. Means there are different types of the yogas, right? By performing Ashtanga yoga or Jnana yoga and other form of yoga, we cannot simply understand by the logics and academic knowledge. We cannot understand Krishna, but how we can understand? Only through the bhakti. And that is what in Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, 55, shloka number 55, he is telling, only through loving devotion one can come to know me as I am in all my glories and truth. And the fourth word, what it is mentioned in this shloka is a Hartapateha. Hartapate is nothing but the Lord of the heart. Lord knows everything. As we have seen, right, in the previous first chapter number 3 of this Srimad Bhagavatam, shloka number 1 to 5, that how Suta Goswami is explaining, right, that Mahavishnu, then Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and other thing, right. So Krishna is sitting in the heart of each and every living being. That we should understand. And that is how this word has come into this shloka, that Hartapateha, that the Lord says that He knows everything actually. Because He has a Paramatma, He witnesses us, right, He guides us, right, He is a friend with us, and He knows all our desires, right, our struggles and our sincerity. So that is how. So now we'll just discuss about that how important prayers are these. In today's Srimad Bhagavatam class, I would like to end today's class with another 10 minutes I will take. I think time is there, right? Okay, another 10-15 minutes we'll discuss about if we want to perform the devotional service, if we want to perform the bhakti, then what we should do. And that is completely based on Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, what Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us? To pray, right? Whenever we used to meet anyone, then हम लोग बोलते हैं Prabhuji please pray for me, right? We used to tell please pray for me, like that, right? So how prayers are so powerful. Even before starting the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have recited Narottam Das Thakur's bhajan, right? So those are also prayers, right? While reciting the shlokas, we started reciting the Guru Pranam mantras and everything, right? These are all are the prayers. So now we'll just see how these prayers are important. If we want to progress in a bhakti, prayers are very much important. So now we'll just see there are a lot of examples in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, that how based on the prayers, how these devotees reach to the Supreme Person of the Godhead. So we have seen, right, Gajendra's prayers. Gajendra prayed when he was helpless, right? That is mentioned. That we'll see how the helpless helpless prayed when he was completely nothing was left and he was just praying to the Lord, and Lord came and he got the moksha, right? Like that, he is free from the material nature. Then we'll see the Prahlad Maharaj's fearless prayers. How this Prahlad Maharaj born in which dynasty? Demon dynasty, right? His father was one of the big demon, right? But still, because he wanted to perform the devotional service, so he was praying to the Lord, and finally Lord appeared as a Narsimha, right? And he killed the Hiranyakashipu, right? So we'll see the Prahlad Maharaj's fearless prayers, how these prayers are important. We'll see the Kunti Maharani's prayers, right? In Srimad Bhagavatam, Kunti Maharani's prayers are very, very important, right? And these prayers are these are the grateful prayers. We should learn that how grateful we are each and every minute, every second. Whenever we used to talk in our Bhakti Riksha, we used to talk why we are not born in, let's say, in Gaza, or why we are not born in Pakistan or any other countries, right? Why? Question is there in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and we should be grateful because we have, in past, we have done something, some good karmas, and based on that karma, again Krishna has given this opportunity to come Kanamangala Center every Sunday, to attend all the bhakti rikshas, to go for all the shikshas, to go for all the shiksha. He has given this opportunity. If we miss, then ready for Gaza or ready for any other country where these people don't know when they are going to die. So we should learn the Kunti Maharani's prayer, how powerful prayers are. We should always grateful. Each and every minute, second, whatever we are getting, that we should be very, very grateful. So that teaches us, Kunti Maharani's prayer teaches us the gratefulness. Then Dhruva Maharaj's prayers, right? Dhruva Maharaj's prayers are a transformed prayers, right? At the age of such a small age, right? Due to the family disturbances, he got some material desire, right? I want to become greater than like that, right? And he got, and he left the home, right? And then he got his Guru Maharaj, and he instructed him, you just chant this mantra, you will get the Supreme Person of the Godhead, right? So Dhruva Maharaj teaches us the transformation prayers. But when he saw the Supreme Person of the Godhead, then he don't want anything. He don't want any kingdom, nothing. He completely transformed, and he started praying, oh Lord, can you please give me the birth again and again where I could just serve you like the servant of servant. And we are in such a great organization which proves us, this disciple succession proves us again and again that, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is one of the best example, right? That he comes in this world to teach us how to pray, how to serve the devotees of the Lord, and how to become the servant of the servant. If we are in that mood, then definitely this transformation. So Dhruva Maharaj's prayers will 100% transfer our heart to come in a bhakti. And last prayers is like a Draupadi's prayers. These are a completely surrender. Again, same thing, we can correlate Gajendra prayers and Draupadi's prayers. One is in helpless prayer, and Draupadi is completely surrender. And we'll see what is the difference also in Gajendra's prayer. So the topic for this today's discussion is like that, only prayers are going to save us. If we pray for each other, if we pray for the center devotees, for ISKCON Whitefield congregation, if we pray for all the human beings, okay, Pyare Dekho Tare Ko Krishna Upadesh, right, then that mercy will start flowing. There are so many devotees who are sitting here, those who got opportunity to come this center, when they got some pamphlets, they got some prasadam, right? They got some small seva during the Janmashtami, Rath or something like that, right? Or somebody knocked their house and gave the Bhagavad Gita, right? So this is only possible through the prayers, and that is what we are so lucky. Again, I am telling that we are sitting, we are doing this devotional service. It's not by luck. It is not. We are so fortunate because we have done some prayers in previous life, and that is how in this life we should be very, very serious to pray. And already Srila Prabhupada has given a very good program, right, in ISKCON. If we follow that, then definitely no one can stop us to perform the pure devotional service, and definitely that will bring us to go back to Godhead. So now we'll just see that Gajendra's prayer, as everybody knows, right, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, chapter number 3, shloka number 1 to 29, that how Gajendra knows that he was one of the biggest elephant, right? He is the king of the elephant, right? And if we correlate Gajendra's story with us, then it is completely matching. He was in completely sense gratification mood with his wives, right? With his children, with whole family. He was just come out from home, जंगल सफारी पे निकल गया था, राइट? जैसे हम लोग भी बहुत बार सब कुछ छोड़ के कार लेके निकल पड़ते, राइट? तो ही वॉज इन कम्प्लीटली सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन मूड, राइट? एंड व्हेन ही वॉज गोइंग through the forest, then he found a pond or river, right? And then he got that desire that why I should not take the bath, right? With a very cooling and smoothing water, birds are creeping, right? Everything, very good shadow and everything is there in that forest, and he got that desire that I should go and take a good bath. And then he started taking bath, right? And he forgot everything. He was just doing the sense gratification. That is what it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam and purport also very nicely. And while taking a bath, and everybody, his kids are taking bath, his wives were, they were playing so nicely, like हम लोग होली में खेलते हैं ना, किसी के ऊपर पानी डालना है, किसी के ऊपर हम लोग कलर डालते हैं, like that they were doing, all the family members. But we don't know when difficulties will come, when problems will come, and it is same thing with the devotees life also and for ordinary men also. पदम पदम that we have seen, हम लोगों को मालूम नहीं है कि नेक्स्ट मोमेंट में क्या होने वाला है, टुमारो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन, दैट वी रियली डोंट नो. एंड दिस इज हाउ while taking the bath, then crocodile came and he bite his leg. And it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, the fight between the crocodile and Gajendra was taking place for 10,000 years. Can you believe? 10,000 years. Gajendra was very powerful, very handsome, right? He has lots of energy, right? He has lot of what we can say he is very strong, as we know, right? But he is a good in on the land, not in a water. And crocodile is a good in water, right? So that is how he was using his power and he was using his power. Both were using their own power, but finally he was not succeeded. He was utilizing. Many times we can correlate with our personal life also. He has physical strength, he failed. All relatives, उसका बच्चा वाइफ सब भाग गया देख के. 10,000 साल ये फाइटिंग चल रहा था. Everybody vanished because they come to know now Gajendra is going to die. So everybody left. All people's intelligence failed. Many times we have also seen when accident happens, let's say in a river or somewhere, we used to help people, right? कुछ रस्सी डाल के खींचना है, कभी कुछ डाल के साड़ी डाल देते, कुछ करके हम लोग we want to save the people, right? They tried everything, 10,000 years, but they failed. That Gajendra is not going to save now. And उसका जो भी था, बोलते हैं ना कि he was a king of the elephant. He was so big, his strength was so big, right? He has everything. He was a king, right? But उसका pride now खत्म हो गया. Now he thought कि now मैं तो गया. And in last moment पे he got, अरे something is there, that divine power is there. And then he left everything and he started praying. And so beautiful prayers, if we read the shloka number 1 to 29 in Canto 8, chapter 3, so we can see how beautifully he is praying to the Lord. As an elephant, then logical people will ask, intelligent people, they will ask how elephant can speak, how elephant can be pray, right? Many things people will ask, but we are not talking about these material words. It is like, right? This happens millions, in his work, right? So it's a millions of years this happened, right? So at the final moment, he was helpless and he remembered Lord and he started offering the prayers. Why he started offering the prayers? Can anybody can tell me? That is very powerful. The story will be end by that punchline only. Because in the previous life he was a devotee and his name was Indradumna, right? His name was Indradumna. And that life he performed some devotional service and that devotional service helped him when the crocodile caught him. उसका ईगो बीगो सब खत्म हो गया, उसका जितना बोलते हैं ना कि उसमें सब कुछ था, बट वो सब फेल होने के बाद when started, so prayers help him in the previous life. So whatever activity we are performing right now, let's say Prabhupada used to give very good narration in his lectures. Let's say you are following ISKCON, you are following let's say Bhakti Yoga. If you fail, if you fall down, don't worry. And then Prabhupada used to quote all these pastimes that अगर following let's say ये थोड़ा following the Bhakti Yoga, there is no, what we can say, there is no disadvantage, no harm, right? But if you fall down, then Prabhupada used to tell like that you will born in a family, and based on the Shastra only, you will born in a family, good family, where you will get the opportunity to perform your devotional service again. But again it is depend on the intensity, what you have performed in this age, in this life. That is very, very important. So what lessons we have learned from this Gajendra's prayer that we just see? Material strength cannot save us. If people are thinking, I am a wealthy, I am a very intelligent, right? I have a very big family, I have a big position in materialistically, okay, he thinks his physical power, that is not going to help us. Only prayers are going to help us. That is what we should learn. Material strength cannot save us. Second is, real prayers begins when false ego ends. So whenever we used to distribute the Bhagavad Gita, right, when we used to go to ask the donation to the people, the way people behave with us, they thought these people don't have any work like that. These are the simple, they are just moving, and they thought like that only, right? Because their ego is so strong, they don't know actually. It is not their fault because उनका टाइम नहीं आया अभी तक, एंड दैट इज हाउ उनका टाइम आया नहीं है, उनका फॉल्स ईगो उसको पकड़ के रखा है. तो सेम थिंग वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई वी ऑल आर सिटिंग हियर एंड डिस्कसिंग अबाउट, बिकॉज हम लोग वो ईगो घर पे छोड़ के आए और यहाँ पे आके हम लोग सुन रहे हैं, यहाँ पे आके हम लोग सर्विस कर रहे हैं. तो दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सेकेंड इज वी शुड फॉल्स ईगो, हाँ, रियल प्रेयर्स बिगिन व्हेन false ego ends. Krishna is beyond material understanding. That we already seen. Shloka number 35. Sincere prayers reaches to Krishna immediately. If we, so this example again teaches us, if we pray every day in front of deities or Srila Prabhupada, spiritual master, then those prayers reaches to the Krishna immediately. Krishna personally protect his devotees. This is what we could understand. Devotional service never lost. No loss in spiritual advancement, and crisis can bring us closer to Krishna. अगर लोग समझता रहेगा कि आई विल डू भक्ति व्हेन मेरा बच्चा सब सेट हो जाएगा, व्हेन एवरीथिंग विल बी सेट, मेरा जॉब बहुत स्मूथ चलेगा, देन आई विल परफॉर्म द भक्ति, दैट इज़ नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प अस. दिस इज़ व्हाट, बिकॉज क्लैमिलिटीज़ जो भी आती है तो हम लोग वेन एवर वी गॉट सम पेन, राइट, तो हम लोग आ जाते हैं दुखी बन के. कृष्ण इज टेलिंग इन भगवद गीता, राइट, चार प्रकार के लोग मेरे पास आता है. 4 टाइप ऑफ पीपल कम टू मी एंड प्रे, राइट. ओ भगवान मुझे पैसा दे दो, मुझे नॉलेज दे दो, राइट, लाइक दैट, एंड मुझे ज्ञान दे दो, लाइक दैट ही इज टेलिंग, राइट. सो वी शुड नॉट थिंक लाइक दैट कि सब कुछ अच्छा हो जाएगा देन आई विल कम एंड डू द भक्ति योगा. नॉट लाइक दैट. वी शुड डू भक्ति व्हेन वी आर इन अ क्राइसिस, एंड दैट इज द कुंती महारानी's prayer that taught us. Kunti Maharani is begging to Lord Sri Krishna that please give me always pain, because in pain I am remembering more. That is what she is telling. So calamities take us close to the Krishna. That we should understand. And based prayer is a dependent. Based prayer is we should always depend on a Krishna. Prabhupada is a great example. How he left home at the age of 69, right, with 2 trunks of books and 40 rupees in pocket. And he made all this, right. So that these are the examples which taught us that we should completely depend on a Krishna. So surrendering the Krishna is the ultimate goal. So last is the Kunti Maharani's prayer. We'll just see. As we all know, everybody knows, but just want to give the crisp of these Kunti Maharani's stories. That is, Kunti Maharani knows actually Krishna is not a simple ordinary person. She knows that Krishna is a supreme person of the Godhead. When after the this Mahabharat Yuddha over, right, then Krishna want to go back to Dwarka. That time she prayed all these prayers, and Kunti Maharani's prayer, what Kunti Maharani's prayer teaches us, that how the humility, that how we should be prayer in humility, that it also depend, and we should always depend on a Krishna. We should always show the gratitude. That is what I tell you. We should never cry. We should always gratitude for the Krishna, whatever he is giving to us, and we should find opportunity to come closer to Krishna. How we should come to closer to Krishna? We should associate with the devotees. We should come to the Sunday feast. We should come and attend the Mangal Aartis, right? In that way, we can come and closer to the Krishna. And yes, the prayers what Kunti Maharani has offered, that is in a completely in gratitude during the suffering, and it teaches us that how one should detach from all our materialist things and other things, and constant remembrance of the Lord. That is a very, very important prayer what Kunti Maharani teaches us. So we should always remember Lord Sri Krishna. So Krishna is the supreme through his appearance. मटेरियल प्राइड ब्लॉक स्पिरिचुअल विजन. अगर मैंने सोच लिया कि मेरे पास बहुत कुछ है, then finish, then one cannot progress in a spiritual life. So material pride blocks the spiritual vision. Difficulties can become spiritual blessings. Difficulties, yes. If difficulties आ रहा है तो we should chant more and more. We should hear more and more Prabhupada lecture. We should recite Srimad Bhagavatam more and more. Difficulties है तो उस टाइम करना ही है. Then definitely that difficulty will become a spiritual blessings. Krishna protects his devotee at every step. That we should remember from Kunti Maharani's prayers. Krishna is controlled by a pure devotion. Yes, that we have seen so many stories. That how pure devotees means he attracts Krishna, and Krishna has to come. And he is also telling, Krishna is also telling that I am bound by the pure devotee of mine, right? And the constant attachment causes suffering. Yes, that we have seen. And constant remembrance of Krishna is the goal of our life. So we should always chant more and more rounds. We should always remember Lord Shri Krishna without fail. That is the only thing. We should attend the Mangal Arati. We should chant 16 rounds before leaving office. If we follow this, we should hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. And if we move our life with the Krishna, then everything is possible. But it is possible through only association of devotees. That is very, very important. And through the prayers. So prayers are very, very important. That prayers, if you pray for others and pray for self, then definitely those prayers, because it is completely in between you and Krishna. So it is like a meeting with Krishna, and you are just begging him, oh God, please do me this, okay? Please do me this for me. Like that we are just discussing with. It is a very personal. So prayers we should do, and from these examples we learn that prayers are so much important. And we are so lucky again that all these teachings we have received from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? It's 540 years before. Only yesterday we were just discussing in our Bhakti Ruksha that the age of Brahma and everything, right? One day of Brahma is like 3 trillion, right? 3 trillions. We calculated some years, 3 trillion years. So if we can imagine that how much birth we have taken, we cannot imagine how many times we have come in different form. Like 8.4 million birth we have taken, and finally we got this birth. So this birth should not go waste. We should chant, we should meditate, and whatever opportunities we are getting, that we should not miss it. We should perform the Bhakti Yoga. And this is one of the best example what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. That he came to teach the Bhakti Yoga, right? And Sankirtan moments, very easy. Nothing. किसी को कुछ इंग्लिश आना है, किसी को बहुत बड़ा संस्कृत आना है, कुछ भी नहीं करना है, नहीं भी आएगा, ओनली हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र करेंगे तो भी हम लोग. बट यस, ऐसा भी नहीं है ओनली कीर्तन करेंगे. कीर्तन इज द वन पार्ट, बट गॉड हैज गिवन अ हायर इंटेलिजेंस टू अस than any other people. So we should read also, and this is how we will be progressing our bhakti. So that is very, very important, Sankirtan moment. And finally, he accepts everyone. That is the beauty of Bhakti Yoga, and that is the beauty of this Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, that we accept each and everyone. Can you believe Srila Prabhupada has made devotee when he left India? Literally, he preached the people hippies. Hippies means, you know, their materially to they have gone completely. They were addicted, right? Their intelligence completely gone. They don't know what they are eating, sleeping, where they are doing what. They don't know actually. And that transformation Prabhupada has taken. Like he experimented with the hippies. So this is what that it is an universal acceptable moment that we should remember. So whenever we get a chance, we should preach. That is a very important, and that is what we should always remember and pray to the Lord. And if we want to understand the real bhakti, then Shiksha Ashtakam is the best one. One shloka teaches us so deeply that bhakti is a very, very different. It is not like मान प्रतिष्ठा पाने के लिए नहीं चाहिए हम लोगों को. तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु actual teaches us. He is also praying. He is a supreme person of the Godhead, but he is praying. He's praying for all of us, and he's teaching all of us that what should be our mood during the bhakti. So, if we recite this, Trinadapi sunicena tarorapi sahishnunam amani namanadena kirtaniya sada hari na dhanam na janam na sundari kavitava jagadisham kamaye mama janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhaktar haituki tai. So if we understand this, then we will never ask anything from the Lord, but we'll just ask, oh Lord, please give me pure devotional service. Whenever I will take a birth, again and again I should become the servant of servant of servant. So that mode, if we get it, then definitely we'll perform the bhakti with complete humility and with complete surrender. That is what we have learned from today's prayer. So we are very lucky again. We are in a Purushottam Mass that is started right from last week. Last Sunday only it started. Purushottam Mass is very, very important. If we perform strong devotional service in this Purushottam Mass, then all those pious credit will get it, and we will develop the mood, okay, and we will also progress in our bhakti. There are so many stories, I don't want to, everybody knows Purushottam Mass, why it is coming, how this extra days adds, right? And 3 years mein this 30 day or 33 days has come, right? So in this 30 days what we should do? Only one thing, this 30 day, this Purushottam Mass, if we follow what Srila Prabhupada has given, Mangalarti, chanting 16 rounds before 6:45, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, offering prasad to the Lord, and association of the devotees, and if possible, go to the any dham, take a bath, go with all the devotees, do the kirtan, offer the lamps, right? Distribute the books, distribute the prasad, right? If we do this, do the Harinam Sankirtan, that is, इसका इंटेंसिटी बढ़ाना है, तो भी पुरुषोत्तम मास हो जाएगा. पुरुषोत्तम मास में बहुत कुछ अलग से करना नहीं है, and definitely we have to do more austerities. What it is mentioned very nicely, it is mentioned that what one should do, what one should not do in the Purushottam Mass. So if we follow this, then definitely nobody will resist us to progress in a spiritual life. There are so many other things also, but I don't want to discuss now because it is more than an hour now. So thank you so much one more time for assembling and hearing about the discussing, not hearing, we all are discussing. So thank you so much for listening, and if I made any mistake, please forgive me, because I am also one of the very poor student. I don't remember, I don't many things, because I don't have that much intelligence, but very sincerely I am trying to at least read and tell something. So thank you so much one more time, and thank you all seniors, devotees who are sitting here and who have given me this opportunity for today's class. So with gratitude and with humility, I am just closing my today's discussion. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, we can discuss. Not a question, I am not able to answer your questions, but if you have any suggestions or any realizations, please do it. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Any question?